Howdy guys, and welcome back to Grain Fed. In the last episode I told you that I was going to teach you how to carve a tree, and that's what we're going to do today. But first, I'm going to take you through a couple of the tools that it takes to get it done. Let's go over here to the stump. All you're going to need today for this, guys, is your saw, torch, and something to mount it down with my little block. This is an oak block with some 3/8 drive screws that come through it to hold your carving down. Now let's go over here and pick a piece of wood. This piece is a scrap piece. I would use it to carve a couple little tiny little bears or a tree. I'm going to show you how to carve a tree out of it, guys. Let's put it over here. Now, I don't know how I'm going to carve this. Honestly, guys, I'm not an auto mechanic, so I've never filmed anything before this, ever, in my life. But we're going to try and get it done, so bear with me. Now with this piece of wood, I'm going to pick the flat side and I'm going to mount it with the bark towards me, which means I got to put the flat side to me. And I mount it on the edge because I'm not going to cut into this section of wood right here. We're going to mount it just far enough in to hold it steady. Flip it over and mount the other side onto the stump. Like that. So you can look up close and I'll show you the first few cuts that I'm going to make before I make them so that you can see that. Over here it's just mounted flat down. It's solid. Wiggles a little bit, but we'll be able to control that with the saw. Okay, so the first cuts I'm gonna make, I'll try and scratch these in with a piece of wood for you here, is I'm gonna come down here and say I want the canopy of the tree somewhere in here. And then we'll come up from the top and just make a swooping cut that comes out on each side. So my first cuts, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna cut this cut on out, and I'm gonna cut this cut on out. And then I'm going to come in under the canopy and I'm going to plunge cut or stab cut in and cut the sides of the trunk out. And then I'll show you exactly what that looks like when I'm done and tell you the next cuts. All right, guys, you can kind of see what happens. So on my next cuts, I'm gonna come in from the side and I'm gonna make a cut like that off the front of the tree. And then I'm gonna come up under here and make another cut right there for the trunk. Okay, you can see now it's kind of square, but notice the sweeping angles. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to get all these corners off and I'm going to start making the boughs. Real simple. With these guys, I just came up a little bit under it and then around the face. And what I'm going to do next, it's going to be hard to see, is I'm going to bring in some swooping cuts that take this corner out and come up under these edges. And I'm going to do it a couple times. All right, guys, so most of the canopy is done. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in here and make a little swooping cut and then another swooping cut here. And what that does is break up the bottom boughs of the canopy. And then I'm going to texture this and then I'm gonna put bark on the tree. And then I'll explain that as soon as I'm done. All right, guys, so that's what it looks like right after I'm done with the saw. I'm gonna take my torch and I'm gonna burn up under here and there and give it some dimension and burn down in here. And when you're doing this, guys, gotta remember that the base of the trunk undulates in and out, so that's why some of these designs are in there. So let me put a torch on it and I'll show you what it looks like in just 1 minute. Hi guys, thanks for watching. If you got something out of this video, if you learned anything, if you had fun watching it, be sure to like and subscribe. Have fun and behave.